Crete, the largest Greek island and the fifth largest island in the Mediterranean, is a mythical place that is not easy to describe in words. It is the sea breeze, the snow on the mountain peaks, and the indomitable Greeks themselves who dance like gods, not touching the ground. It is the birthplace of the great painter El Greco, and the island is like a mosaic, covering thousands of years of history, tradition, and natural beauty. Homer described the island as the land in the middle of the wine-dark sea. But the island's history began many centuries before Homer wrote these words. When Sir Arthur Evans uncovered the palace of Knossos a century ago, nobody could have imagined the greatness of the Minoan civilization, which lasted from 3000 to 1400 BC. As well as the palace, the oldest architectural monument in Europe, excavations revealed four-story buildings with amenities that the rest of Europe would not see until thousands of years later. The vivid frescoes depicted a creative and artistic world with a high standard of living. The Minoans cultivated a fertile land, and they shipped their produce to markets in ports in the entire known world. The Cretans maintained their trade and their open spirit under Roman, Byzantine, Venetian, and even Ottoman rule. In spite of all the difficulties, the Cretans also kept their language, pride, and bravery unchanged. For centuries, they were forced to fight for their freedom, and they rightly consider themselves to be a people who have never bowed down before a conqueror. This freedom of spirit was praised in the books by Nikos Kazantzakis, who wrote Zorba the Greek, The Last Temptation, and other literary masterpieces. Immediately visitors arrive on the island and exchange their first words with the locals, they can see how open and down-to-earth the Cretans are. And if you are lucky enough to be asked to join locals at the table, you will have a wonderful and unique experience, sharing their hospitality, warmth, and humor, and a glass of raki, the traditional spirit which is the islanders' friend in their joys and sorrows. With its Minoan palaces, Venetian and Turkish castles, Byzantine churches, forests and towering mountains, canyons, exotic palm groves, and beautiful beaches, and the oldest civilization in Europe, Crete is indeed a blessed place. The Cretans are also loyal to their culinary traditions. The Cretan diet is considered healthy and tasty, and is also considered to be the reason why the island's inhabitants enjoy such long life. Wild greens, vegetables, pulses, olive oil and olives, local paximadia, crunchy bread rusks, snails, fish, and meat cooked in hundreds of different ways all make for a wonderfully healthy diet. And we shouldn't forget the many different kinds of cheeses, as Crete has the highest consumption of cheese in the world. At the end of our gastronomical tour, Crete will sweeten things up for us with a traditional sweet, lichnarakia, which are made from dough stuffed with anthotiri cream cheese, sugar, and cinnamon. These will be accompanied by a sweet wine made from sun-dried grapes of the Romaico variety, a wine which captures all the strength of the Cretan sun. The lyre, an ancient musical instrument, will accompany the dancers as they perform dances of all kinds. Military dances, feast dances, and improvised and technically difficult dances. This is the music of an irrepressible and proud people, which was the inspiration for the great Greek composer Mikis Theodorakis. The music for the film Zorba the Greek became famous all over the world. We will not say goodbye to you. The Cretans do not say goodbye, but only Kalin Andamosi, which means something like looking forward to seeing you again.